brief live stream. So hello and welcome to this brief live stream on Friday the 13th of February 2026, and it is coming up to 2:15 a.m. I know it's late, I do apologise for that, but there is a reason I'm doing this stream. So just a few updates. So I have booked the following for the upcoming Majorca series in March. So first of all, I have booked the car park at the airport at East Midlands. I'm not going to be parking on the usual car park that I usually go to. Get the point. I'm going on to Midstay 1. Well, it's not far from the terminal. So basically, if you know East Midlands Airport, right, and you come off the A50 from Derby or Stoke, whichever, or you're coming from Nottingham, and you go on the A453, and you basically will turn right, and it will say East Midlands Airport, Castle Donington. Well, you go down there, and then you'll come to the bit where the traffic lights are. Okay, if you know East Midlands Airport, this will give you an idea of where this car park is. So you'll go to the traffic lights, you'll get in the right-hand lane where you turn in for the airport. You go into the airport, and you'll come to the roundabout where you've got the garage, the left turn that takes you to the rapid drop-off point. Well, no, it's not. It's the main car parks, right? But also you've got the Hotel Leonardo, which used to be the Jury's Inn, on the right-hand side. So you go up the road on the left, it's called Viscount Road, and then you go over the roundabout, and then you pass the area where the rapid drop-off people come out, where people are used to drop people off. You've got some traffic lights then, and then you usually would turn left to go for short stay 3 and midstay 3. Well, midstay 1 isn't left, you go over another roundabout, and it's straight ahead of you on the right-hand side. So the control tower is there on the right-hand side. The car park is to the left of it, just about. So that is where I'm going to be parking. And I've managed to use the Book Again 10 code, because that code applies to anybody that needs to use any car park at East Midlands Airport for their travels. Whether you're going away on a holiday or a business trip or whatever, or going over to visit family and friends in another part of the world, like Ireland or Spain or whatever, you can use the car park code Book Again 10. Anybody can use it. It's not just for what I use. Anybody can use that code. So that is where I'm going to be parking. I've also booked the Leonardo Hotel as well. So I'll be staying there again the night before the flight. And the reason is as well, I'm hoping to get the case checked in the night before the flight. So the car park is booked for 2 a.m. on Monday morning. But you can park 6 hours before. So that means from 8 p.m. on the Sunday night, I can park on that car park. So the plan is to get to work earlier, finish earlier, get back here, drop my uniform off, and go straight to East Midlands, park up and get in the terminal and check the case in. And then all I've got to do then is walk down to the hotel with the hand luggage, have a few hours sleep, have a shower in the room as well, and then I can go straight up to the terminal to go through security. You don't have to go to check-in because the case will have already been dealt with. So I've decided to do that. And plus as well, it seems to be cheaper on a weekend to stay in the hotel compared to in the week. I had a look at the price, and I'll give you an idea now of the prices. So if I was going to Majorca on the Tuesday morning, in other words, staying the Monday night in the hotel, it would have cost me £121. So because I'm flying on a Monday morning, I'm staying there on the Sunday night, it's only cost me £68. So you can see the difference in price. So if you go on a weekend, stay over on a Saturday or Sunday night, you're going to pay less than what you would do if you were booked in on a Monday or a Tuesday. Simple as that. When I went last month to stay the night before to go to Tenerife, it was about £85 for the Monday night into the Tuesday. And it was the same last March as well, when I flew over to Tenerife to join the cruise. And it was around the same price. Whereas this time, for some reason, because I'm staying on the Sunday night, it's just over 68 quid. Whereas if I was going on the Monday night to the hotel and flying the Tuesday morning, I would be paying £121. So that's a 60-ish quid difference, right? So it obviously means it's cheaper to go on weekends. But anyway, I didn't fancy booking the airport package with the car park, the hotel with the car park included. I decided to do it separate. I've also got my insurance sorted through Jet2 as well. I was going to use Tesco insurance and get club card prices, but there was an error when they tried to process the payment. So I thought I won't bother with them. I'll use the Jet2 insurance, because if you've got a My Jet2 account, you can put a discount code in of TRV20, and that will knock off 20% of your insurance cost. So I managed to get my insurance for less than £20 with Jet2. Okay, so that's sorted as well. The other thing I've also paid for earlier on is the Churnet Valley Railway. So that ticket is also on my phone. So I've paid the £20 for that. So that is for March the 4th. And I did say there was going to be a Churnet Valley Railway series in March. Well, that ticket is now booked. The next rail ticket I'll book is the Ecclesbourne one, but that won't be until April. Well, that's when I'm going to go, but I will book it when I'm next paid in March. So just before I jet off to Majorca, I will get the Ecclesbourne Railway ticket booked for April the 5th. And again, like the Churnet Valley one, that's a Rover ticket, which means you can go on all the trains. So, and it's £21.50 for that one. It's £20 exactly for the Churnet Valley. So you can go on either the 10:30 or 1:30 trains from Frogall, or you can board at Constable or Cheddleton stations. But it's better to go from Frogall. That's what they recommend when you do the railway, because then you get to do the full circuit. But you can leave your car at Cheddleton because there is a car park there. And of course, you can go to the pub called the Boat Inn. If you go to Constable, you can usually park down one of the lanes, but then you've got to walk to the station. But you can also walk to the Black Lion pub. But they do recommend you go from Frogall because there's a bigger car park. You've also got a gift shop as well. And also you can go to the pub. Well, you can go into the station restaurant and have a beer in there and also a cup of tea. But you can get off at the Constable and go to the Black Lion pub. And then when the train returns from Ipston, you can get back on the train and go back down to Frogall. Whereas I've done it where I've gone from Frogall all the way to the end, come back to Constable and got off, gone to the pub, the train's gone back to Frogall, and then I've waited for the next train, which is the 1:31, and you get on at 20 to 2, and then you go back up the line again. Well, this time I'm not doing that. I'm not going to get off the train at all until the train goes back to Frogall. So I'll be doing the complete loop on both trips. So any drinks I have will be on board the train, because I'll probably get a cup of tea from the tea room, and then I will go on the train with the tea, and then I can drink that. And then when I get off at lunchtime, I can perhaps get a beer in the restaurant and have that, and then go on the next train at 1:30. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So anyway, so those things are now booked. So that's the insurance book for the holiday, the car park, the hotel at East Midlands, and the Churnet Valley Railway. The next thing I've got to do is get some euros. Now again, I could wait until I'm paid next time, because quite a bit of money has had to come out of my account to do what I've had to do. But I knew I had to do it because I need to get it sorted well in advance. So I may get my euros from work, because again, I can have club card prices on those. And I think the rate it's pretty good at the moment for the euro. So I can always ask at work when I go in on Friday afternoon and just say, right, what's the rate? And how much is it going to cost me if I have £200 worth of euros? Because I think, to be honest, that will be more than enough. Because I'm not going to be doing a great deal in Majorca, to be honest, especially when it comes to excursions. So I'll be going over to Alcudia Old Town, having a look around the market, and I'll be spending most of my time in Campeca anyway, because that's where I'm staying. But I'll be going over on Jet2 to Palma Airport. And I've also got the breakfast on the flight sorted as well. That was booked a couple of weeks ago. I've got the car booked in next week for its MOT and service. I haven't got to pay for that either, because I've already paid for it. So that's one job less to worry about. But next week I will be going to Rob Baston Animal Zone, most likely Tuesday. If not, it'll be Wednesday. But I'm definitely going to be going over next week. Again, it all depends on the weather, because again, it's not very good, and it hasn't been good for the last several. In fact, ever since I got back from Tenerife, it's been rubbish. It's been rainy and chilly and windy ever since I've come back. It's been really, really depressing. But anyway, I will still get over to Rob Baston, because there are places that you can get inside, especially when it is raining. I know that Monkey Forest opens on Saturday this week, which of course is Valentine's Day for a lot of people, if they celebrate that. I don't personally. So it opens on Friday, and it's open all through the half-term holiday next week, and then it's only open on weekends until the end of March before it opens fully for the season in April. So the Monkey Forest I may go to as well, but again, I'm not sure. I may not. But I'm definitely going to do a Rob Baston Animal Zone series. That will be next week. And of course, as I've said, I've got the Churnet Valley Railway ticket booked for the 4th of March. So I'll get over there for 10 o'clock on the Wednesday, which is its first day. So I'll be able to watch the train come in, if it's not already pulled in when I get there. And then I'll be on the 1:30 train as well after I've done the 10:30 one. So there'll be lots of footage of the locomotive. And in fact, it was transported on a big lorry earlier on today. So it's obviously been for some maintenance somewhere, and it's the big American locomotive, the one that's from the Churnet Valley. So it's been transported back, so because they use it over the weekends at the moment. So this weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after, it'll be used. And then on March the 4th is the official first Wednesday of the season. And then it's every Wednesday right the way through to the end of September. Plus they operate the railways on Bank Holiday Mondays. And of course, there's 2 in April. Well, there's 1 in April and 2 in May, because you've got Easter Monday, and then you've got the May bank holidays as well, and then 1 in August. And then it will shut down for the season around November time, October time even. And then it's just open on weekends. And of course, they do the Polar Express, which is for Christmas. So, but generally, it starts the season up on March the 4th. So every Wednesday, right the way through to the end of September, you can go and visit the Churnet Valley Railway. And then they do operate on a Friday as well sometimes. Ecclesbourne, they only generally operate on weekends, their trains, but they will be operating their trains on Easter Sunday, which is the 5th of April, which of course I plan to go to as well. So that won't get booked until next month. So I'll do that before I go on holiday. But the main thing is, I've got the main priorities booked, which is the car park at East Midlands, Midstay 1. I've got the hotel booked, the Leonardo, where I stayed last month. And then, of course, I've done my holiday insurance through Jet2 as well. So you can use the code TRV20 if you've got a My Jet2 account and get 20% off your holiday insurance. If you have got Tesco Club Card, you can use Club Card prices with your Tesco insurance as well. They do travel insurance through Tesco. So if you've got a Club Card, then you can get Club Card prices, and also you'll get Club Card points when you purchase your insurance. I tried to do it, but it kept coming up with an error message. So that's why I decided to go with Jet2, which I don't mind using because I'm going with them anyway on holiday. You can use Top Dog insurance as well, or Stay Sure. They're pretty good insurers, but I generally like to use Jet2's own, or I can use Tesco's if it was working, but as I said, it wasn't. So I thought, you know what, I'll stick with Jet2. I've got a My Jet2 account, and I can use the TRV20 code. And like I've said, if you use East Midlands Airport quite often, no matter what car park you use, you can put Book Again 10 in block capitals on the promo code when you've made your booking. So before you click the payment section, it says promo code. You click that and you just type in capital letters Book Again 10, click apply code, and it will knock 10 or 15 quid off your parking. So just use it. I'm not sponsored, by the way, but you can use that code. Anybody can use it. It's not just me. It's not just for my use. Anybody that uses East Midlands Airport can use it. Other airports perhaps have their own discount codes for their car parks. I know Birmingham does. It's got BHX5, I think it is. But again, if you get emails through, if you subscribe to their newsletters or emails on their websites, you generally will be sent discount codes anyway, and they're normally found at the bottom of the email. So you have to put like a load of letters and numbers in, and then it will knock off your price of your car park. But generally, it's cheaper to book online than turn up on the day and book it then. So it's better to pre-book. And they usually allow you to park 6 hours earlier before your booking starts and 6 hours after, depending on flight delays. And if you do stay an extra night in your resort, and you're back a day or two late, then you just pay the overstay charge, which is around 20 or 30 quid, 20 quid a day or something like that. So you just pay the overstay charge. Or you could always contact the car park and just get them to amend your booking, or add another day and just pay over the phone. But generally, I like to pre-book so that it gives you peace of mind that you can turn up 6 hours before. So I'll be able to turn up from 8 p.m. on the Sunday night, because the booking's 2 a.m. Monday morning. So I'll be able to turn up at 8 o'clock at night, but I'm not going to get there till gone 8 o'clock anyway, because of travelling from here to from work. And then, of course, you know, going over to the airport is about a 40-minute drive. So as long as I can get there before 9 o'clock, I can use the Jet2 Twilight check-in. Again, you can generally use that at any airport that has Jet2 flying from, and you don't have to wait to go to a specific desk. You just go to the normal Jet2 desk, which should say Twilight check-in. TUI also offer the same bag drop the night before. Whether you're going on a cruise or not with TUI, Marella Cruises, you can use the TUI drop-off for that. I know some people have gone with Jet2 on flights to join Marella Cruises, but generally you'd book it as a package. So if you're going on a Jet2 holiday or a city break, you can generally use the Jet2 Twilight check-in, and that's usually between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. Every day at the airports where Jet2 go from, which is quite a few of them. And normally airports offer you a discounted car park where you can use the Twilight check-in or even free parking. Again, check the airport's website for that information. And of course, you can use the fast track security if you need that the next morning as well. That's non-refundable. It's usually about £5 or £6, and that includes for kids as well. But generally, if you use the drop-off the night before, bag drop, you won't have to worry about checking the next morning. You've just got to go through security. Whether you're staying at a hotel on the airport grounds or nearby, or you live close, all you've got to do then is just park up the next morning and go straight through security. Your bag will already be checked in and sent off to the plane. That's peace of mind, isn't it, really? Just make sure you've got the necessities for either your pre-night stay in a hotel or for what you need at home if your luggage has been checked in. But generally, it's a good idea to do. I'm hoping to try it this time at East Midlands to get there before 9, which is why I've got the car park booked for 2 a.m, but it means I can park at 8 o'clock. But I'm going to get there about 8:30, 25 to 9. It's very close to the terminal. You don't need a bus or anything. I can just walk straight to the terminal with your boarding pass and passport. So if you are a lead passenger, make sure you've got all that with you, and then you can usually check your cases in, depending on how many are in your party. But make sure you've got everybody's boarding passes and passports with you. But I'm going to hopefully go in there with my passport and boarding pass, get rid of my suitcase, and then I can just walk down to the hotel with my hand luggage, have a shower, have something to eat, do some footage, and then get a few hours sleep, and then get up to the airport for about 4 in the morning, go straight through security because the flight's around 6:20 in the morning. So it's pretty early, but I have got a breakfast on board. So that's basically the gist of the updates on this video, that I've got my hotel booked at East Midlands, I've got the car park booked, I've got my insurance booked, and I've got the Churnet Valley Railway booked as well. So those things are now paid for and done and dusted. I've had the emails come through, I've got the confirmations on my phone, I can print the hard copies off as well. Online check-in isn't for another couple of weeks. So next week will be the Rob Baston Animal Zone series. Again, I don't need to pre-book that either. I can just turn up and pay the £9, £6 for children to get in there. I'm going to put all the links in the description under this video, along with the discount codes as well, for your use. If you want to use the car park at East Mids for your holidays, put in book again 10. If you are using Jet2 insurance and you have a My Jet2 account, use TRV20. That's capital TRV, capital T, capital R, capital V, and then the number 20, and then you'll get 20% off your insurance with Jet2. And of course, it's book again 10 in capitals for your East Midlands Airport promo code to get 10% off your parking on all the car parks, okay? Which includes meet and greet, long stay, jet parks, mid stay 1, 2 and 3, short stay 1, 2 and 3. Whichever car park you're on, you can use that code, or you can use the park and fly, which is basically you park on the hotel's car park and then you register the token that you get at reception, and then you can leave your car with the hotel and go off on your holiday, and then just go back to the hotel car park to get your car and drive home. That's simply as that. But I would quite happy to book the car parks and hotels separate, which is what I've done. So that is the latest updates I'm going to give you. As I've said, the Tenerife series is well and truly finished now. The boost of the views has gone up to over 33,000. I'm over 1,700 subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button at CarlSmith25. Click the like button, notification bell for any uploads of new videos. There are more series coming your way, as I've said, with Rob Baston, then Churnet Valley. in the beginning of March. I will get over to Ecclesbourne in early April. This will be after the Majorca series, which I know will be, pardon me, a big one, because I'm going for a couple of days longer than when I went to Tenerife. So I'll be doing a lot more footage over there. And of course, as I've said before, if you like Only Fools and Horses, you're going to like the Trotters Bar that I'm going to go in as well, because it's all based on Only Fools and Horses. So I'm sure you are going to enjoy that as well. So hello to you, Sarah Zaza, as well. I'm sorry I didn't say hello earlier, but nice to see you on the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. So thank you for watching. I'm going to put all the links in the description on this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.